Welcome to my channel. This is a scary story from a Reddit user. I hope it will be a good one. If you want to submit your own stories for me to read, you can do so through the link in the description or comments below. I have been working nights for about 6 months now, so I was not getting much sun. So yesterday after work, I went straight to the gym. And then I went to my favorite juice bar. And as always, I bought the spinach, banana, and strawberry smoothie. After that, I came back home and took a nap until about 7 p.m. Then I woke up and started playing video games. I was having such a good night. Around midnight, I wanted to get some food, but the kitchen downstairs was closed. And since I didn't feel like getting up and making something myself, I decided to order a pizza. After ordering, I went back to my video games. About 30 minutes later, there was a knock at my door. I stopped playing video games and went to open the door. It was the pizza guy. I checked the pizza and paid him and went back to playing video games. A few minutes later, I heard a knock again. I opened the door and no one was there. I thought it was weird, but I just shrugged it off. A minute later, I heard another knock, and this time when I opened the door, I saw someone standing across the hall. He looked drunk, and he was mumbling something. "Hush," shouted, "what do you want?" He mumbled something again, and I couldn't understand what he said. He kept taking a step closer to me. I backed away into my apartment and closed the door. I thought maybe I should check out what was going on in the hallway, but I just decided against it. Instead, I locked the door and went back to playing video games. About an hour later, there was a knock again, but this time it sounded more urgent. I got up and walked toward the door. Through the peephole, I could see the same guy who was here before, but now he was banging on the door. He screamed, "Open the F up, man." I quickly unlocked the door and opened it. I asked, "What the hell do you want?" he said. "You ordered a pizza?" I replied. "Yeah, so what?" "It wasn't delivered," he said. "What are you talking about?" "You ordered it yourself," I said. "No, you did," he insisted. "I don't know what you're talking about. I ordered it through the app. Why would you lie to me?" "You didn't order anything," he said. "I did. Look," I said, showing him my phone. He looked at my phone and screamed, "Why is it foggy?" He grabbed my arm and pushed me inside. We were both struggling, trying to get past each other. Then he noticed the mirror on the wall behind me and he stopped struggling. He looked into the mirror. His eyes widened and he screamed, "What the hell?" Then he turned to me with the most terrified look on his face. He pointed at the mirror and said, "What the hell is that?" I looked in the mirror and I was shocked. My face was completely white. I think I finally understood what was happening. When I had my spinach smoothie, they must have put too much mint in it because the thing that causes your face to become white is mint. Mint causes your skin to become very cold. Since I hadn't showered, the bathroom had no humidity, and the cold from my face caused the mirror to fog up. But the scariest part was that I hadn't realized that I had made a full-body expression of covering my mouth, and nose with my hands while I was talking to this guy. And when I showed him the mirror, he had only seen my upper body. And when he screamed, "What the hell is that?" and grabbed my arm, the mirror behind me cleared up for a second, and he saw my whole body and my face. We stared at each other in silence for a few seconds. Then he screamed, "Get away from me!" and he ran down the hallway. I felt bad for screaming at him. I just called out, "Hey, it's okay." But he didn't stop. I went back to the mirror and looked at myself. I was still white. I waited for about a minute, but the mirror didn't clear up by itself. So I used a towel to dry it off. And once I did, I looked normal. I really felt bad about what happened, so I went over to his door and knocked, but no one answered. I knocked again and yelled, "Hey man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you," but no one answered. So I went back to my apartment and ate my pizza. After that, I went back to his door and knocked again. Still nothing. I tried calling his name, but no one answered. I was starting to feel really bad, so I decided to check the cameras. Luckily, my apartment complex has cameras everywhere. I went to the front desk and asked if I could see the footage. The lady said, "What happened?" So I explained to her, said okay, and pressed some buttons on the computer. She pulled up the footage from the camera right outside our doors. I watched the footage and I saw everything. What shocked me was that right after the guy ran from my apartment, we see him fall to the ground and he was shaking. The footage then showed him get up and run to the elevator. I immediately felt very concerned. What if he had a heart attack? I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if that happened. I tried calling him, but his phone went straight to voicemail. That's when I decided I needed to go and find him. I knew exactly where he lived because his door number was the same as his apartment number. I went over to his apartment and knocked. No answer, so I tried calling again. Still no answer. I really started to get worried, so I used my key to enter his apartment. No one was there. All of his stuff was there, but he was gone. I went into his bathroom and saw his toothbrush. I used it to spit into the sink, and I think I finally figured out what had happened. When I saw my face in the mirror, I reacted and covered my mouth and nose. But this guy probably didn't react. He probably just looked at my face and screamed. My guess is that the pizza place messed up and gave him mushrooms instead of pepperoni. And then when he saw my face, he thought I had given him a deadly poison. And then he panicked and thought he was going to die. That's why he was running around like a madman. That's why he was shaking in the footage. He thought he was going to die right in front of me. I felt bad for yelling at him, so I left him a note explaining what happened. I never saw him again. I don't know if he moved out or what, but sometimes when I'm eating pizza, I wonder if that guy is okay. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a like, comment, a Reddit story you'd like to hear next. And as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.